What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pace Studio here in Midtown Manhattan, New York City. We are really thrilled to have a very special duo with us. This is Radnor and Lee. On my left, Radnor. On my right, Lee. You guys, this is the duo of Josh Radnor, Ben Lee. This is an interesting pairing. You guys have a new record. It's coming out next month. It's called Love Songs for God and Women.
No, it's just called Radnor and Lee.
Just
we
called
had
Radnor
a
and Lee?
tentative title, and then we rolled it back.
You rolled it back?
It was self-titled, Radnor
Oh
and
my
Lee.
God.
Yeah.
I'm going to fire my researcher right
That's
now.
all right.
Yeah.
No, your researcher was a little too good. That's the problem.
Really? Okay,
They
well-
dug deep.
Well, then that
They
was
dug a little too deep for my taste.
All right, I don't have a
Thank you.
researcher. That was me. Anyway, so you guys are going to play some new songs. Only one of them, I think, is on the album. A couple of new songs, which we're excited to hear. So tell me a little bit about the first song you're going to do for us today.
Well, the first song has recently been rechristened. The
A
Resignation
couple hours
song.
ago,
Yeah,
we
took-
retitled it, The Resignation Song.
We took a walk and had a crucial conversation about the title because we felt our old title was almost like giving away the punchline of. So anyway, there's no way for me to explain it without ruining it again in a new
Yeah.
way. But yeah.
It won't take you long to crack why we're calling it.
But what made you think of this song? This was sort of like.
Oh, what made I think of this?
Yeah, when we started this.
Well, it was. There's a notion in breakup like before you can break up with me, I'm out. Mm-hmm. You know, so I was thinking about that, and I went through a breakup. So I was writing a spate of breakup songs. I think I'm the first person to write a breakup song, so I thought I was happy about that. That I invented a genre. I don't think anyone else has done it.
New ground.
Yeah. I wrote these lyrics, and then we came up with this fun melody, and called it the Resignation Song 3 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Take it away, guys.
Should we play?
All right.
All right, here we go.
I don't know what I'm gonna do now, but I'll do my best. And I don't know what I'm supposed to say now, but there's a few things on my chest. Do I have regrets? Maybe a few. Two things I said and one I didn't do. But this last thing I refuse to give to you. You can't fire me, I quit. One day we won't even be here. And as for news, that's the worst. There's a chance we could have been happy if we didn't kill each other first. We raised no child, but we sure raised hell. The best revenge is a life lived well. Did I know something? No, I never will tell. 'Cause you can't fire me, I quit. No doubt you played me for a fool, dear. And as for you, I did the same. We got too good at being cruel, dear. There's got to be a better game. I'll think of you and us from time to time. History don't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. I've had quite enough of being unkind. You can't fire me. I heard it said we should go west to heal. In California, maybe I'll touch something real. For now, I'm grateful just to know how I feel. You can't fire me, although you're tired of me. You can't fire me. I quit.
We never quite know how to end that song. Yeah, thanks. So you see, there's a bit of a punchline in there. We just didn't want to give it away with the title, but
Yeah, well,
It's also sort of, yeah. No, never mind. It doesn't apply. I thought I had another explanation for it, but I don't.
right.
Yeah.
So the title would be "You Can't Fire Me." ...
yeah, I suppose.
But then
Yeah.
it becomes like a country, like a
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like a
Yeah,
ditty
exactly.
type
Yeah,
thing.
right. Exactly. It becomes like the dog in the pickup truck kind of a song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you guys are an interesting pair. For our viewers who don't know, Josh is a well-known actor. How I Met Your Mother for many years. Ben is a longtime singer-songwriter. Started with Noise Addict way back in the day, and long career since then. I've never personally put you guys together in my own brain until very recently, when you made me. So tell me, like, how, you guys have known each other for a long time, and you've obviously been creative together for a long time. But how did this go from being a thing that you guys just did as friends to sitting here in Paste at the pinnacle of the music industry?
I do consider this I am actually a Pace subscriber.
Oh, well, that's
Not how we were invited,
Yeah.
but you didn't even know that until now. How did it happen? Well, we've been friends well over a decade. Very good friends. We connect a lot on philosophical, spiritual matters of, we were kind of in an ongoing roaming discussion for a decade, and then we'd always talked about writing together and respected each other creatively, and we'd been talking about it for a while, and it was just like, well, let's come over, whenever, Wednesday, let's write a song. And we wrote one quite easily and effortlessly and joyfully. And then the next week we got together, wrote another one just as easily and effortlessly and joyfully, and Ben said, let's make a record. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, and also in the scheme of collaborations, when you think of like the guy from Interpol and Jizza,
Yeah, right.
doing them together, like it's not that weird.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like essentially, like we're both people, even though like we might have worked in different mediums. We're both also natural collaborators. We like sharing ideas and like seeing where can things go, like just making stuff.
Yeah.
And it's quite an easy collaboration in that sense. I think we both have a pretty similar value system.
So
Yeah.
how does a collaboration work in terms of what you each bring to it? I mean, Josh, do you bring lyrics? Are you a word writer? Do you have these chords in your head and you say, Ben, I'm sort of thinking of this kind of a melody? Like, how do you guys actually put these together?
There's so many different ways songs come together. Like, we only have one song that I was like, I wrote lyrics, I handed it to Ben, he did music. Like, we have one of those songs. The other songs, a lot of them were just written side by side on my couch, where we were talking about this earlier, like, we couldn't tell you who wrote what line or what melody. One of the things that Ben, like, I kind of thought when we started that because Ben has this long musical career that he would handle a lot of music and I would, do a lot of lyrics. And it just hasn't exactly worked out that way, because one of the things that Ben has helped me with so much is he kind of, said he wanted to support my musical vision. And I was like, I have one? Like, I didn't know I had one.
I was going to ask.
I'm playing guitar now, and I'm sometimes I'll just bring in like a little chord progression that I've discovered, and we'll write a song about that. Or I'll say, I'm kind of feeling like I want like a groovy low 70s vibe or something, and lo-fi 70s vibe, and he'll start playing some chords. I'm like, yeah, and we just kind of like follow the breadcrumbs a little bit.
Yeah, and it's really cool because even now, like Josh is now writing and playing a lot, and I consider it important for me also not to like co-opt all of that into Radnor and Lee. Like, This is a project we're on together, but if this music thing keeps growing, you're going to have all kinds of expressions of that. So it's really just, I don't know. I love the journey of becoming, and I love being able to, I consider it a very honored position to be able to be a cheerleader for someone and a support as their experiment. And it's not like there's no like power imbalance. Like, sometimes people think of it as like, oh, you're the more experienced one, you must be, but the nature of, coming into something with less experience is that you often question some of the fundamental just kind of concepts that are so, I would just assume, the assumptions, I guess. Right. And from there you get to like play in a whole new way with fresh eyes. So it's been really great, I think, for both of us.
Ben did say something that I thought was interesting, that a lot of bands, they'll have a singer who doesn't play an instrument, and he likes that I don't have this like deep musical education, because I approach it as a fan. I'm like, what do I want to hear? You know what I mean? And he was saying it rattles him out of some of his habitual things that you remember?
Yeah, well, an example might be like, you might have an idea for a song. This is less happening now because you're actually becoming a better guitar player, but you might have had an idea that sort of used the same chords as another song, right? And the musician part of me would go, oh, we already wrote a song with those chords. But as if like an audience cares about that. They just care like, is the melody good? Is the idea good? Is the vibe good? And so coming from that sort of just like raw enthusiasm, it shakes you out of just some of the defenses you have about making music.
What's wrong with G, C, and F?
Yeah, I mean, come on,
great
bud,
chords.
seriously.
I mean, it's every song.
Exactly.
It's every song.
Exactly.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the next one you're going to do. Is this one on the record or no?
Yeah, this is from the album. This is called Hello, My Beloved. I think it's about growing up. Like, we're both, in periods of our lives where we're interested in becoming men. Like, maturing, like having like more
finally,
adult,
right?
more adult conceptions of love and sexuality and relationships and commitment. So it comes into our songs. I think that's sort of the theme of this. Anything else about this?
Nope. I don't know you, but I know you well. You were with me when both of us fell. I hear you calling. All the tears that the two of us wept cannot wash away promises kept. I hear you calling. Hello, my beloved. I'm ready to reunite. All's darkness without you, so walk with me into the light. Lost for years in the dark of the wood, forgetting all that is precious and good. I hear you calling, like a soldier returned from the war, loving peacetime as never before. I hear you calling, oh welcome, beloved. I'm ready to reunite. All's darkness without you, so walk with me into the light. Forgive me, beloved. I'm ready to make things right. I lost me, then found you, so walk with me into the lights. Walk with me into the light. No more illusions. Farewell to hungry ghosts. Sing hallelujah. I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. No more distractions. Farewell to what I love most. Sing hallelujah. You're with me, you're with me, you're with me. In the fog of confusion and fear, only grace could have led me to here. I hear you calling. Tasted lies, now I know it is true. I walk the road that'll lead me to you. I hear you calling, oh come now, beloved. I'm calling you out of the dust. Forgive me, beloved. I'm only beginning to trust. Hello, my beloved. I'm ready to reunite. All's darkness without you, so walk with me into the light. Walk with me into the light. There is one unmistakable sign. In your eyes I can see the divine.
Thank you, guys.
I'd actually love to play that bridge again. Can we just play the bridge one more time?
Are you serious?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1. I messed up the chords a little bit.
You did? I didn't even notice.
Just about 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
No more illusions. Farewell to hungry ghosts. Sing hallelujah. I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. No more distraction. Farewell to what I love most. Sing hallelujah.
That's enough.
Okay.
Yeah, cheers.
Great.
This is great. I feel like we're like in your house, whichever one of your houses.
We do have a
like,
mistakes permissible policy when we play live.
Yeah, clearly.
And we are playing live.
Yeah, you're in
Yeah,
our
so-
head.
I would not have known that you had.
You know what? It was
We all noticed and cringed really hard.
Really?
That was
Yeah.
just for my morale. That had nothing to do with you guys.
You can Frankenstein patchwork that in.
It's live.
No, I know. When
Yeah.
they
Well,
post
later
it.
we'll clean it all.
Yeah, yeah,
up.
All right.
So I'm wondering. So Josh,
sir.
you have been singing for how long?
I mean, most of my life. I started off acting, doing musical theater, and I've done some musicals professionally. But I've always been like a deep music fan. Like for years on Twitter, basically all I did was a song of the day, and
Yeah.
I did. I have like 500 songs on a Spotify playlist someone's keeping for me. So I just I really key into, and music's really important in the movies I directed. So
Right.
I've just always keyed into melody. I've always been, and I was raised on Jim Croce and John Denver and Peter, Paul and Mary and Bob Dylan.
Storytellers.
Yeah, exactly. So I love like the kind of troubadour folk thing, and I was a fan of Ben's before I met him. So like we said, I approach this stuff as a fan, but now that I'm doing it, I realized that it was always like weirdly waiting for me.
Yeah.
I just had to kind of like get the courage to step through, and that's this collaboration has helped that
And
immeasurably.
you find like you're someone who has written at movie length.
Yeah.
Is there something about a 3-minute song
Yeah.
that is as efficient or more efficient or a better way?
Well, it's certainly more
to
efficient. I
convey?
mean, a movie is like you write it for a year and then you make it for a year, and you need an army of people to do it. Whereas Ben and I will sit on the couch and.
But just in terms of conveying like an emotion or a story,
Yeah.
what is it about the 3-minute pop song?
Well, I think some stories need 208 episodes of television. Some need 90 minutes, and some need 3 minutes.
Yeah.
And it kind of depends on the story. Like sometimes I'll get an idea and I'll go, oh, that's a movie. And other times I'll have an idea and go, that's a song. And I don't consider one better than the other. And now it's one big soup, sandbox where I'm playing in. So
Yeah.
Also, I think Josh is very entrepreneurial, and he looked at the music industry and said, "That's
That's
where
on
money
its way
is."
up.
There's a
I'll
soft
invest in
spot
that.
right there. For
yeah.
you.
I'm out of this TV game.
He's like, "Let's get the real money."
Yeah, that's right. The real money here in Radnor and Lee.
Yeah.
And so like in terms of the record, the songs that I've heard on the record do have a real sort of a spirituality to them, a philosophical nature. The one single I heard, it's like "Be Like the Being."
Be Like the Being, yeah.
Right, has almost it's a Zen, it's like a Buddhist thing. Where do you guys meet, sort of spiritually that way?
Just on his couch. But honestly,
Very spiritual couch.
Yeah, I'll say honestly, like I think part of our sort of shared desire is to bring these sort of more philosophical or quote unquote spiritual concerns into digestible conversation, because spirituality or philosophy or psychology, they don't belong to like mystics and priests and academics and monks. It's all of us. It's sitting here in a room in New York City going, what is this?
Yeah.
Why are we here? How do we make the most of this situation? And that question's for everyone. So I think our desire is just to like connect with people on a really basic level. We're not religious people. We respect all religions.
Yeah.
We love all these ideas and concepts, but they've got to be applicable to this dynamic right now.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And it seems like that element of your friendship probably was as important as the musical.
It's kind of how our friendship was built in a lot of ways, was like having these discussions. But there's also something great about being able to synthesize it into these songs, and the album's a little sneaky because the melodies are really super melodic and hooky, but the content is a little tough. I mean, it's a, you know, you're like, you'll hear a lyric and go, wow, that's I haven't heard that in a song, you know?
Yeah.
So there's this kind of interesting interplay between the subject matter and the music we choose.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and it's super non-contrived. Like, that's the main thing that I've always been interested with art. It's like, we're writing about what we talk about. And I think that's how it always should be. Like, I think Wolf Mother, those guys just like really loved Led Zeppelin. You know what I mean? It wasn't like they sat around going like, you know what the world needs right now? There's a real opening for a band. You know, it's just like if it comes out of your enthusiasm, people sense it and it feels real and they dig it.
Yeah. And it seems like in your case, these concepts, these kinds of ideas are especially relatable in the format that you guys are playing. These are songs that are sing-alongs in a lot of ways.
Yeah, and I don't like Ben. I don't think the philosophical spiritual conversation should be forbidding and so esoteric that people can't enter into it. I kind of feel like saying, you know, the water's fine. Like we can all swim in here, and no one owns these concepts. You know, we're obviously not proselytizing anything other than like this is stuff we talk about, and if you want to join in the conversation, please do.
Right. Yeah. Hence the name Radnor and Lee.
Yeah.
Sorry. So you guys have got one more you're going to do, which I guess is not on the new record.
Yeah.
You guys are still writing new songs, which is awesome.
We are.
So what is this song and when was it born?
It's called The Wild Man.
Yeah, I was reading Iron John by Robert Bly, and Ben and I fell into a discussion about it. Did you read that book?
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
But after you described it very thoroughly.
Yeah. What was I? Oh, I was shooting the pilot of a new show I'm doing, Rise, and I wrote the first lyric and sent it to him because I was like, oh, it's about this fairy tale which has like the lone male protagonist in a fairy tale. I forget if it's Grimm Brothers or Hans Christian Andersen, but it's this very weird story about masculinity and welcoming this child into this kind of wildness. And so I brought him these lyrics, and then we wrote the rest of it together, and it's become one of our favorite tunes, and it's just got a different kind of pulse and energy than some of our other songs.
Yeah, and it's connected to what I was saying before about us analyzing together, like, what is being a man? And what does it mean to like it's funny, this rock and roll thing. Like, neither of us are like, we're not like drug taking, hotel room smashing, groupie shagging
anymore.
Rock stars. Yeah. But there is a sense of artistic courage to dance in something chaotic, you know, which I think we share. Which I don't know what this thing is, you know, we're friends, we're making something, we're out sharing it, we can share it. There's a type of courage and like the willingness to stand as men and as artists, and I think we're interested in that, and that's something I think maybe this wild man character has to teach us.
Cool.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the pond to drag me back to my sacred bond. He's a hairy, scary, messed up thing. He screams notes I'm afraid to sing. I wanna run back into mother's arms, into kinder stories and gentler yarns, but the wild man's drum has a different beat that'll march me back to my father's feet. Whoa. But many men leave and they don't come back. He told me about the way I could be set free. Under mother's pillow is the only key. Said he'll free me from a world of shouldn'ts and shoulds. If I only take a walk into the deep dark woods, my hair will turn gold and my blood will flow red. I asked how, and the wild man said,
Why you gotta go and break my heart? Green eyes, why you gotta walk into the dark?
I don't wanna leave you, I'm afraid it's
Tell
cold
me
there.
like your
I don't wanna
father.
hurt you, I just have to
Why
go
you
there.
gotta go
Even if the
there?
road leads all the way to nowhere, I don't wanna leave you, I'm afraid it's cold
me
there.
like your
I don't wanna hurt you, I just have to go
you
there.
gotta go
Even if the road leads all the way to nowhere, I don't wanna be the one, no, I don't wanna be the one. I don't wanna be the one, no, I don't wanna be.
Why you gotta go?
I don't wanna hurt you, I just have to go there. The wild man waits at the bottom of the pond to drag me back to my sacred bond. He's a hairy, scary, messed up thing. He screams notes I'm afraid to sing. I wanna run back into mother's arms, into kinder stories and gentler yarns. But the wild man's drum has a different beat that'll march me back to my father's feet. Whoa, the wild man waits. The wild man waits. And the wild man waits for me. Oh, oh, oh. The wild, oh, oh. The wild man waits. The wild man waits. The wild man waits for me.
Guys, thank you.
Yeah, thanks
That
for
one
having
did
us.
have almost sort of like a musical theater feel to it in the center, with like sort of two characters singing
Little counterpoint.
in tandem, a point counterpoint. Yeah,
Sondheimian.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe that's. I just heard that.
Cool.
So
We'll take that.
So New York, yeah.
Yeah. Well, right. I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
you know
exactly.
we're spoiled here for musical theater. Radnor and Lee. This is Radnor and Lee. This is a really exciting new duo. You guys have a record coming out November 10th.
Yeah.
It's called Radnor and Lee.
Yeah, and if people are in New York, we're launching the record at Rockwood Music Hall on the 10th.
On the 10th?
Yeah.
So a record release show.
10 p.m., yeah.
Anything else? So what else? So the record comes out that day. Anything else down the road for this project? I know you guys each have your own things going on.
We're
Yeah.
touring Brazil.
That's right.
In January.
You're touring Brazil.
We
Yeah.
got
Did you,
very
like, pick that country out of a hat?
inexplicably and very quickly big in Brazil through doing Facebook Lives. No, we've got, I think, it stemmed from Josh's show being popular there, and people have really been getting into the music, so why not?
All right. Well, that's like putting every other country on notice. you
That's
know?
right. That's right. Rest of world.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's
Come on,
like,
Sri
come
Lanka.
on.
Yeah, so we'll do that, and we're still writing. I mean, we have a lot, we have a lot of new songs,
Yeah.
kind of in different stages of. So we're gonna hopefully have another record soon.
Yeah, we're playing, we don't have it's not like we have some career arc in mind for this. It's
Yeah.
like, it's a conversation, it's ongoing, it's fun, it's based in our enjoying making stuff together, and we'll see where it goes.
Excellent.
Feels like enough of a reason.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, cool.
So guys, thank you so much for coming to Paste and playing in our studio today. Congrats on the record. Songs sound really great.
Thank you.
And come back and play for us anytime again when the next one comes out. Or
Fantastic.
before that.
We will.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.